I'm going to be talking to you about the Proud Boys and Ivan Raiklin and Michael Flynn and Ammon Bundy. A year ago, actually 6 months ago, I put out a video about their Plan B. And I had spoke about it, though, about a year ago. See, when I was with Ammon Bundy, I'd gone to one of their special meetings. It was like a training. And they were talking about, under the Constitution, that we had a right. You're not going to believe this, but this is what they were training us about. To form our own grand jury and deputize other people with a constitutional sheriff to go out and arrest officials, anyone they wanted, and bring them to their own personal grand jury. And they needed 25 people. Now I have this little clip of this training that I have posted, and it's on my YouTube, where the man says that the judge, is who he was talking about, should be tried for treason and taken out and shot. Now I want you to listen to Tario, Proud Baby's little video that he just did a couple hours ago, today, July 7th. And I'm going to analyze it for you and give you more information in just a second. But let's listen to what he's saying first.
J6ers in prison and charge them. We got 4 dudes that keep Teslas. That's what the DOJ has given us.
So see what he's doing right away? Say that the DOJ, went after all the J6 criminals, but they didn't do anything to those that were vandalizing Teslas, right? And so they're a little mad at the DOJ right now, at Pam Bundy and the rest of them. But they're really not. Hold on, I'll explain that.
We didn't vote for cheaper eggs. We voted for retribution and
They voted for it. They want to get even. So does Trump. But they know the reason Pam Bundy and Kash Patel and anyone else involved cannot go after these officials because there's nothing to go after. All they can do is fire people. That's all Trump could do right now. They know that there's nothing that they can put their claws in and say, hey, we got this. We got this guy, this woman, Nancy Pelosi. We got some evidence that they set up January 6th. It's all insanity. They're very delusional. Tario is in so much denial. He has to believe to himself, is what he says to himself, that he was innocent. Despite all the court records, all the emails he put out, all the evidence that they had, he's still going out there gaslighting everybody and telling everybody that he's innocent. Just like Trump. No difference. All the J6ers are doing this. They're doing the same thing. But they're getting a lot of money because they're all victims. And all the MAGA movement, people in MAGA, fall for it. They fall for it. They do no research. They don't ask them questions. They are just convinced because Trump said, they're coming after me, but they're really coming after you. He put it in their brain, he hijacked their brain, that there was this deep state that was after everybody, and it was Biden's DOJ. And we all know this is a fantasy. This is not real. It's a delusion. It was a tactic that Trump was using to get out of his own crimes. And we all know that. But they stay with this J6 narrative at all costs. But let me get back to this video that Tario put out.
Retaliation, and what is that? I'm not calling for violence. I'm calling for accountability.
I'm not calling for violence. I'm calling for accountability. No, he's not. Not in the way that you would think. Like going out there and beating up people on the street and stuff are getting officials and beating them up. No. To them, it's the same thing that Ammon and Bundy put together, where they get together with 25 citizens, constitutional sheriffs, deputized people, and they go out and arrest these officials. And they bring them to their grand jury. They try them for treason, and they have the right to shoot them or hang them or whatever they decide they're going to do. That's why they're saying there's no violence. That we're going to, and even Ivan Raiklin, it's all going to be legal and peaceful. There's not going to be any violence. No, but they're going to kill these officials because they're going to try them for treason. It's serious. And I want you to pay attention to what I'm sharing with you. And I've been sharing this with a few journalists and trying to get this out there, that we need to be really careful right now. And the reason Pam Bundy and Kash Patel and the rest of them in FBI can't do anything to the officials because they don't have anything, again, like I shared with you. They don't have anything. So they have plan B. And Michael Flynn has been talking about it a lot. I just posted a few videos of what he's been sharing. Alex Jones. They're all saying the same thing. It's called their plan B. That's what I call it. If the officials cannot do, if Pam Bundy or who's ever in charge of coming up with charges against these officials, they have plan B. Just let the Proud Boys and Michael Flynn, Ivan Raiklin send out their goons and do this grand jury and have their own grand jury and trial. It's frightening, I know. Sounds like something out of a fiction book. But I tell you what, Ammon Bundy, he's coming here to Boise. I have pictures with Artario. I have pictures with Ammon Bundy's father, and I can post those. I have pictures of all of them, Ivan Raiklin with Ammon Bundy's father. So they're hooked up with Ammon Bundy. And he's supposed to be here back in Boise right now. Because I think what's happening is they're going to start these trainings where they can get 25 people to join in as a grand jury member, get these constitutional sheriffs. I don't know why they're called constitutional sheriffs, because they sure do not follow the Constitution, and put together their own grand jury and start arresting some of these officials. I don't know when this is going to happen. I wouldn't have a clue. But I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't start happening pretty soon. They're acting like they're upset at the current administration. Of course, Proud Boy Ontario, but I'll never be unfaithful to Trump. Ontario doesn't like pedophiles. He put out a smear campaign saying that I was a pedophile, but just to start trouble with me. But yet he's supporting Trump, a friend of Epstein. Boy, hypocrites. They really are. He's only supporting Trump because he feels so grateful. It's Stockholm syndrome, that Trump got him out of prison. That's all. And I think they're so insane right now that, and it may be true, I don't know, that Trump wouldn't do anything if they had their own grand jury. Pam or whoever would just overlook this and say, well, it's under the Constitution. They can do this. It's very frightening.
Alina Habba has done a great job. Alina Habba has put somebody, a member of Congress, that assaulted police officers on camera. And I find it poetic that she got charged with the 111A, charge attributed to almost every J6er. They didn't assault police officers. She did. But what has the rest of the DOJ done with that? They've done nothing. My loyalty lies with the president. I don't extend that loyalty to his nominees. We put their feet to the fire because we voted for him for one reason, and it's to make America great again. He's done an amazing job of doing that.
Oh, God.
Congress has done nothing to codify anything that the president has done. Not one thing. The DOJ, not a single arrest. If it wasn't for Donald Trump, I'd be sitting for the rest of my life.
Someone not want arrest, because they want all those on the J6 committee, Nancy Pelosi, you name it, all of them. Michael Pence, you know, they're really angry at him because he didn't listen and do what Trump said. They want them all arrested, put in jail, and it's not happening because Bundy can't find anything on these people because there isn't anything. There isn't anything to charge them with. It's their delusional mind. They've gone so far deep into this denial. There's no common ground to talk to them. There's no way to get through to them at all. Unless they want to change. They would have to want to know facts. But they don't want to know anything. They don't want to look at themselves. They ain't going to even go there. They're too far gone. They really are. And I'm not saying that in a fictitious way to put them down. But in order to cover up their own guilt and their own feelings of remorse of what they did on January 6th, they have to go as far as arresting these people that put them in prison to justify and make you believe that they truly are victims of January 6th. And it's insane, I know, that they would go this far to stay in that denial. But they will. They will. Let's just hope people are keeping an eye on this and helping me get this message out there. And let officials and everyone that they name, Ivan Raiklin has a list, aware that this is a real thing that's happening. And all you got to do is follow Ivan Raiklin and Michael Flynn. You hear them talking about it every day. They're getting close because they're not getting anything from the current administration where they're going out and arresting these officials for what they claim they did. It's all fantasy. So they're going to get ready for Plan B, is what I'm trying to share with you.
If in a federal prison, when we talk about action, they took action. They did exactly. They used and manipulated the system to get what they wanted. And they did. For 4 years, they did.
Projection.
It was lawlessness.
So, let me see if I could go back here and share with you real quickly. Last night I was listening to Michael Flynn again and Alex Jones. Oh my God, here we go. Oh God, these two, so sick. It said they must hang high. His video.
I think I want to get up here and say I want Nuremberg
the internet
too, and I want them hung on national television to act tough, come and say against people.
My internet's messing up.
So I can be impressive. I have a duty to say that before God, and I will never be a coward. They must be given due process. It must be public. It must all come out, and they must hang high. We got to move the Overton window of being afraid to ever question them or arrest them. Let's move it away from that. They'll be lucky to go to prison. And the ones that roll over to the Republic can go to prison. But I didn't put my skin in the game to take on these people for 31 years to sit here and lie to you and be a pussy. You think I want to get up here and say I want Nuremberg too, and I want them hung on national television to act?
So you heard that was Alex Jones. Of course, you know he's a mental case. Isn't any like him? the biggest propagandist I've ever seen or heard. But that's what they want to do. They want it on national television, where you see what they're capable of doing. And it's all under the constitutional rights. And that's what's frightening. And I bought into that too when I was with Ammon Bundy. Every stunt he did to get arrested, I was there. And it was a stunt. And saying he was abiding by the Constitution. You know, and we don't know the Constitution, and we're trusting him, and here he's breaking the law. He's not doing anything that's constitutionally okay. No, they're in their own denial, their own delusion, and we can't help them. We just need to be aware of what they're saying and what they're planning on doing. Plan B, if Pam Bondi doesn't go out and arrest these officials, who they're naming, you know, they got their own plan B. Pass this video on. Take care. God bless America.